Welcome to this module. We'll be talking about building a personal brand and networking. So let's start with building a personal brand. I'm sure you may have seen this video where, well, you may have seen this content where a lady was described to have approached the father and asked about what her worth should be. And the father just gave her a car. A used car. Take this to the scrap sellers, and then she took the car there, and they priced it. They said they will pay, was it $50 or $500? $500, yeah. And then she went back home to tell the father. They priced it at $500. And she took the car. The father said take the car to a used car dealer, and then she took the car to a used car dealer who saw it and said, "Oh, this is a used car. We'll pay $5,000 for this." She went to tell her father this, and the father said, "Okay, take this car to the car club in around the junction down the street." And she took the car to the car club, and they were like, "Wow, this is an amazing Cadillac brand." And they described the car like, "We'll pay $25,000 for this." And she was like, "Wow." She ran home to tell the father. So the summary of this is, or the lesson here is, that you don't necessarily have to have the same value with everybody. There are people that know your worth, and there are people that don't know your worth. So if you place yourself where you're not valued, or you package yourself in a poor way, people don't value you, but they're going to pay less for you. So teachers are not paid well when they are not well packaged. If they're well packaged and they are not paid well, it still means they have not been able to identify those that can pay for their value. Okay, so when you are packaged well and you're well positioned towards people that value what you are, then you'll be well paid. So you need to brand yourself. And how does branding start? Branding starts with the perspective. When you talk about branding of a company, for example, you're talking about designing the logo that's appealing to people. You're looking at picking a color that's appealing to people, and also appealing to the vision you have for the organization. So you need to create a vision for yourself as an individual before you can talk about branding. What are you looking at? How do you see yourself in the next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? What do you see yourself as? How do you see yourself? This is going to affect the way you brand yourself. So also, what are the limiting beliefs you have? You have to break them. You must think about possibilities to be able to create a brand for yourself. Then you also need to have the mindset of abundance, growth mindset, that you can beat the others to achieve what you want. So your dressing is part of your brand. The way you speak is part of your brand. The places you go to is part of your brand. You shouldn't be saying some places. It's not arrogance. It's what you believe your value is worth. So you need to develop yourself. You must take courses, either virtually or physically. You must take courses that can give input into what you can give and what people see of you. If people don't see you as being valuable, then they will not want to pay for the value that you claim to have. But if people see you as being valuable because of what you've made of yourself, then they will be willing to pay for the brand you represent. The way you think is the beginning, the way you look is part of it, and then what you give. Remember, the outside is important, but the inside is more important, because the inside is what gives, what exudes what the outside looks like. So you need to work on your inside by developing yourself, by believing in yourself, by thinking well about yourself. You need to build a personal brand. Your work ethic is part of your personal brand. You need to work very hard. You need to do things. Work. Working smart is good, but working hard is what gives rise to working smart. Don't let anybody make you feel you're working too hard if you're working hard. When you're working hard, you're creating a brand. Hard work is part of what makes you who you are. So you need to build a brand that portrays what you want to show people. Let's talk about networking, because after building the brand, the next thing is to build a network. You see, your network is your net worth. I'm sure you've had that severally. People may know you, but what if they don't know what you do? They don't know what you do, what you can do. Then you won't be able to convert your network to money. You are determined by what people know of what you can do, not necessarily not necessarily who you are. So you need to know, people need to know you. So that means in networking, you need to be on social media. You don't have to be loud. Make use of your social media in a good way. LinkedIn is number one when you're talking about building your professional network or net worth. LinkedIn, your description should be catchy. Make it short and make it describe who you truly are. There's no need to lie. So I've seen people that you see their profile when you meet them physically, they are different from the people from the person that they've described. You may need to, if you don't push out content regularly, you may also need to at least make comments on content that resonates with what your vision is, so people can know what you represent. You need to create a niche, and so you don't need to dabble into all areas. You don't need to talk about everything. You can talk about things that may not primarily relate to your area of primary influence if that particular issue indirectly addresses your area of primary influence. And so your networking comes in all these areas too. Physically too, when you see engagements, you see activities, you see conferences, attend conferences that are in your area. It's about training teachers, it's about conference for teachers. You want to show up, and when you are there, you want to contribute meaningfully. This also brings me to talking about volunteering for organizations or causes that you believe can impact positively on your career as a teacher. You need to be active in all these areas. Don't first think about what you can get. Think about what you can give. What you give affects what you get. I'll talk more about this in the closing module. I wish you all the best as you become a more lucrative teacher.